We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 80.1 FM, KKJZ, HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now, a World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 210 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR, Pro Wrestling Talk. Go ahead and follow us collectively on Twitter at RealBTR Radio. Follow me individually at EthanNB95. You can go ahead and follow the Analyst James Williams at
JHW Reporter.
And go ahead and follow producer Rob Flores at
Rob Flores Media. And don't forget our truth DMs for Ethan.
nowhere to be found once again. Go ahead and follow our production assistant Yudith. Avelar. Did I do that right? Did I roll? I can't roll. I can't roll my R's.
You better do it right. It's in your
I can't
contract.
do
You're
it.
off the show, buddy.
I'm not getting paid.
Got the rest of the name.
I know. I was going. Velasco. It's her last name.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. We appreciate her contributions to the show.
I'm trying to think of like a mysterious wrestler person that with like a gimmick that would
Like
relate.
Dexter Loomis.
I'm not calling her Dexter Loomis.
Did you see what he was doing this past week?
I did.
He's a menace.
Well, actually, I mean, we can
start.
Hold
on.
I mean, we can start.
Yudith36 on Instagram. It's where you can find her.
I'm gonna follow her right now.
I'm gonna follow her as soon as we finish this segment here, but I will follow her. What are we starting with? We got Clash at the Castle this weekend. Say it with me, James. The premium live event.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be good. Speaking of, let's just get into it right now before we forget.
Are we gonna make predict, or do you want
maximum male models? Because we haven't really talked about them much lately. Good old say with me, James. Max Dupree. He and his sister got along this past week.
Wow.
They're having a little feud with Hit Row.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they mad at? They're mad at somebody.
They're having a little feud with Hit Row.
Let me get this right. Hit Row had a party bus.
It was not their bus. It was actually the Street Profits bus that they accidentally spray painted.
Who?
Maximum Male Models, along with Los Lotharios, who was assisting them.
I saw them come aboard. I didn't know what they ended up doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Hit Row kind of tricked them because they were playing the Hit Row theme song in that bus.
Yeah.
So
okay. But the Street Profits and Hit Row were not on the bus together.
No, the Hit Row came out from somewhere else. I forgot where, but
interesting.
Yeah. They did interact before, but there was Street Profits on that bus.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Anyways, looking interested to see where they go with Maximum Male Models now. Hopefully, see them in tag action. I think.
Have they had a match?
They have not had a match on TV, so hopefully soon. But before we move on, let's keep it on SmackDown. James, history is being made this week.
I guess, sure.
What do you mean, sure?
I think we need to talk about this.
We need to talk about it.
I think we do, because
one's up. Because as of yesterday, Roman Reigns hit officially 2 years as Universal Champion.
Okay.
And you have to acknowledge him.
I'm not acknowledging him, nothing. But I think it's interesting
the most dominant performer of the modern era, the last 50 years.
Do you think this is setting up for him to lose the title anytime soon? Be honest.
There was a report going around
that
there's consideration.
Mm-hmm.
There's talks. There's discussions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If Vince for so many things, I'd be like maybe no. He's not gonna lose it anytime soon. Now that Triple H is in charge, you've got all these guys mentioning the Universal Championship. You got Kevin Owens. You got Seth Rollins mentioning it again. We're gonna talk about Seth a little bit. He had a nice little moment on Raw, if you will. I sent you that video.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
But
there's also rumors of new championships being designed by Triple H. That's another thing, apparently.
okay,
So,
real
who
quick,
knows?
I think they put a beat down on Drew McIntyre last week, right?
By the way, Sami Zayn, a part of the bloodline. Throw those ones up for Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn cracks me up. We'll get to that in a minute. But they beat down Drew McIntyre, and he posted a video on Twitter after, not looking good. Welts and bruises and cuts and everything on his back, taking those chair shots and whatnot. So usually if you're, I mean, that wasn't a go home show, but if you're getting beat down pretty bad like that and you're being built, as the underdog, which he clearly is going to be built as, just from the standpoint of what Roman has done over the last 2 years. And then the fact that you're celebrating 2 years of Roman Reigns and just the way that's kind of, you're holding a celebration. It might be like almost like a goodbye in a way, right? Before he loses it. But not a goodbye for Roman, but for the title reign. Like you're celebrating that title reign. But then also,
take 2 more years.
McIntyre is an overseas guy. I mean, he's not American. So that sets up for him. This could be a big moment, replacing that WrestleMania moment, because when he won the title, it was in front of no crowd. I believe the next WrestleMania, he lost it, right?
They had one fan in that crowd.
Who?
The little fan that was spinning around.
You're a fool.
They made a T-shirt of it. That's great.
Yeah, I now that you mentioned that, I kind of remember that. So yeah, I just think it's because hear me out. I think, and we can count this as a prediction or whatever. Maybe not a prediction, but just laying out the storyline here. Killer Cross is going to be going to get in the mix and maybe even interfere in this match, right? At the premium live event. Whether
is he though?
Why would he not?
I think he's just waiting for that opportunity. I don't think he seems like that kind of.
But how else is he going to get an opportunity?
He waits in line for the next person.
Yes, but if Roman's a heel and he's a heel, they're not going to be in there together. Even though there's like tension or like whatever between those two, he's beating down Drew McIntyre when Cross first returns, yada yada. Like, I think you have to put it on someone else so Cross can get it. I think Cross is going to win the title eventually. Now, does he go into WrestleMania with the title? I don't know. I mean, but heck, if you're going to build someone up, maybe, why not? But again, I just think it's very interesting that Cross is around. He's in this mix, but I don't see him winning the title from Roman. I don't see him being in a long-term program with Roman if both of them are heel, because Cross is just coming in, so he's not going to be a babyface and turn into a babyface right away. But then you also have Roman, who I don't think is turning babyface anytime soon, right?
He's like the number one babyface.
Not really.
Yes, for a majority of the crowd, yes, sure, he's a heel.
On paper.
Sure, in the book, in the back, yes.
Sure. With your list of heels and babyface.
Sure, he's above those, so I think he should be in his own category.
That's fine. He's a bad person.
I don't think so, sir. I disagree.
I mean, that's subjective. My apologies. I mean, it's up for but I think
he's a nice guy.
What are your thoughts?
It's not looking good for Roman. I'll say that.
I mean, it's not looking bad. I mean, he's still looking dominant and everything, but it's like, at what point, like, what are we gonna do here with him? Is the thing.
I don't know.
Is he gonna hold it till WrestleMania?
Just don't know who. I mean,
I'm not against him holding it till Mania, but he would probably have to lose it by Mania. But I'm just saying the fact that you have Cross, who,
at Roman.
I mean, that's kind of part of it.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be in the main event at WrestleMania. Like you almost kind of know that's going to be the possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not mad if he's holding the title at WrestleMania, even if he wins it, or if he retains it at WrestleMania, that's fine. Well, maybe it's just a matter of you have the contract out there with Theory. We'll talk more about him later. And he's also a heel. That's the thing. You almost got you have a lot of heels.
Austin Theory.
Yes, Austin Theory. First and last name. Yeah.
Matt Riddle got his name back. We'll talk about him in a bit.
But what do you, there's too many heels in the kitchen. There's too many heels in the shoe. What are your thoughts? How does Drew McIntyre not win it? Because then he has all these heels to work with. And if Roman's taking time off, he's not going to be there all the time anyways, whatever.
Austin Theory's not going to cash in.
No, I don't think so.
No, because he's got Gargano now.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
They're going to feud. Cross can just go feud with McIntyre.
For what?
Nothing. They just have a straight up feud.
For nothing, just because. That there's a story there where that can happen.
Yeah, they don't. He can still hold off on the championship for a few more months.
So then, where do you go with Roman?
Takes a nice little vacation, well deserved. I think Kevin Owens might be next.
True.
Potentially.
True, they kind of set that up, but is Kevin necessarily a heel? And who's to say we don't get Kevin and Sammy kind of as a?
They might be a team. They might be Kevin and Sammy. They've set it up. They've set it up where they might dethrone the Usos actually. So that's.
I'm not mad at that necessarily. No.
I will say Drew probably has a bigger chance more than anyone to take the titles off Roman right now.
You feel Roman's vulnerable
at the moment, just because of the way booking has been.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would make sense for McIntyre to win. Just because, yeah, you're right. There's too many heels.
And then
Cross. Really, I don't know if Kevin is going to actually go for the title now.
It's just what is Kevin? He's probably in betweener. I know he's kind of got the Stone Cold rub and all that, but
he was a heel, and now I think he's more of a tweener.
Right.
This past week, so.
And then, you just consider the fact of this is a new pay-per-view. They're going overseas, right? You're really trying to push your they've got for lack of a better phrase or whatever foreign guy. Yeah, you got to shake it up a little bit. Again, I'm not.
There's no really other titles being defended besides the Intercontinental Championship. So
with Sheamus again getting another kind of foreign non-American guy in there. Yeah, and it is Gunther. Yeah, the U.S. title. What have they been doing with that? That's kind of been
not being defended. He defended it at Raw, but he's not defending it at Clash. The women's, I guess the SmackDown Women's title is being defended. Not the Raw.
Who is that?
It's Liv and Shayna.
Oh yeah.
And then for the Raw side, it's the 6-woman tag.
Right, and then so
not a whole lot of.
It's not a whole lot of title.
Big
it's just
moments.
It's very showcase-y,
sure.
Just in terms of getting the foreign guy, your foreign guys over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious to see what the interest level will be for this because it is so. I think it's at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. for us.
Yeah. So
I will be.
Am I waking up for that? You're going to Universal Studios again or something?
No, I'm going on the weekends. That's I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights this month, so only one time. But
all right.
No, I'm going to the movies. $3 movies everywhere.
I think I heard something about that.
$3 movies on Saturday, so gonna catch up on some movies.
Okay.
So. But yeah, I'm not gonna be watching it live.
So are you going to want me to text you and tell you? Or are you going to want to watch it yourself? Do you want me to tell you and let you down easy? Or you're going to let someone else do it? You're going to stumble across on the Twitter feed? How are you going to find out this disappointing news that Roman Reigns is no longer your champion? I mean, maybe he'll always be your champion, but WWE champion. Your thoughts?
If he loses, you are more than welcome to message me. He's not gonna lose.
Do you want me to be?
I'm not predicting against him.
Do you want me to be honest with you? Do you want me to like send you an emoji? Do you want me to be like bah ha ha? Do you want me to like send a GIF? Do you want me to like
do what you feel is right in the moment?
All right. Okay, this would be great. Y'all heard it here first.
Next episode, we'll
and if he loses, I will tweet it out whatever I text you.
All right.
Which means you know it's gonna be good.
Start thinking about it. But it's not gonna happen. I'm still not going against him.
I mean, I can save the text for whenever it does happen.
It's not as fun though.
Yeah, well, because maybe we won't expect it whenever he does lose.
He's not losing, never. Relinquish them.
He's got to go home sometime.
Well, he goes home whenever he wants.
So we got 3 minutes left before our first commercial break here.
Less
than
it's a tense show because
what is there anything quick that we can get to before we get to a break here?
Did you see the end of Raw?
The end of Raw? Was that not the tag team
tournament? The women's tag titles.
Do you want to save that for after the break? Here, we'll talk about the Hurricane because Rob's in the chat talking about the Hurricane.
21
the Hurricane
years
celebrated 21 years of the Hurricane.
Kurt Angle was on Raw in his hometown of Pittsburgh.
Kurt Angle was on Raw. I thought he had a very good segment with Edge, where Edge was holding those posters.
They did that thing again. Yeah,
I saw that. I saw that in the back. I didn't see what Kurt did in the ring. What was that all about? I figured he did something, but he was in his gear.
Interaction with Alpha Academy. They tried to recruit him. They had a shoosh off.
A what?
A shoosh off.
I don't know what that is.
You know how Cable tells people.
Oh, a sheesh thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fun.
And then the Street Profits took on Alpha Academy. And
Alpha Academy?
The Alpha Academy won, then Angle would join.
Oh.
Which Street Profits won. Street Profits won, and they celebrated by chugging down some milk. So.
Okay. Interesting.
There you go. That's your hometown hero of the week.
Yeah. They didn't announce anyone for this week, right? For this upcoming week?
No.
I don't even know where they're going to be yet. Will they be back in town?
I would
Wait, real quick, when is it? On Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. When we return, we're going to talk more Clash of the Castle as well as Monday Night Raw right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM at KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 210 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, let's see. Make sure to go ahead and find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. Of course, you'll find every episode uploaded there every single week, as well as YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes, and you'll see our beautiful faces there. And go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, share it on Spotify, Anchor. Special shout out to Yudith for getting us on Anchor, catching us up because Rob is lagging it.
There's a T.
Burying you on this episode. No. Thank you for that. You can go ahead and follow her on Instagram at UD36 on Instagram, as I mentioned. You can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at EthanEvery95. Go ahead and find James at
JHW Reporter.
And Rob at
Rob Flores Media. And don't forget the R2 themes for Ethan.
Nowhere to be found. Just fell off the face of the earth. Let's talk about some Monday Night Raw, shall we?
Uh-huh.
We had a women's tag tournament to wrap up.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they made the right call putting it here on Raw instead of on Castle?
Yes.
Why?
Because two of the competitors already have a match at Castle. Io
I mean,
and
yeah,
Dakota.
but
Io and Dakota took on the team of Raquel and Aaliyah
mhm.
in the main event of Raw. Yeah. I mean, the direction they're going with it,
Were
I
you
don't know.
surprised with who won?
Very surprised, and I think most people were. Were you surprised?
Um, yeah, a little bit, but I think it's great because now you have made a new tag team, right?
Sure, but I think where they're going to go with it is going to be interesting.
What do you mean? Like, do you know something, or you're just like
No,
where they go from here?
speculating that reign isn't going to last long.
You don't think so?
No. So we had the finals, as we mentioned. The team of Raquel and Aaliyah ended up winning tag team titles. Aaliyah's been there forever. Her first title win, so
What do you
good
mean
for
she's
her.
been there forever?
She's been on NXT forever.
Has she?
She was there like 20 back when they had like Breaking Ground series, like back in 2014.
Oh.
Been there so long.
I get her confused with the other one.
It's not okay.
Who's the one? I don't know. Carry on.
Anyways, Raquel, the first person to win. What was the stat? I think it was both the NXT Women's Tag Team titles and the WWE Tag Team titles. I could be wrong on that.
What about the Iconics? Were they was a title tag titles around there? Maybe.
NXT tag titles were not around. So I believe she's the first person to hold both.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So
Okay.
after the match, Dakota Kai claimed that she was not the legal participant when she got rolled up by one Aaliyah. And she was not. So there's some controversy there. I'm suspecting we're probably
Yeah,
gonna get a
but
rematch next week or something.
yeah, but Bailey should have also not been on the thing. On
And
the apron.
Bianca's team should not have been in the match involved.
They wouldn't have had to be involved in the match if Bailey was minding her own business.
They need to mind their own business. She's supporting her team.
But
I don't know what to tell you. They came out. She was already out there.
I mean, maybe she shouldn't have been out there. Should have just been a fair 2-on-2.
Look, maybe the ref should have done something about it earlier.
Maybe he did when he pinned her shoulders to the mat and counted 1, 2, 3.
You know what?
What?
Um,
No,
I'm tired. No,
again, I think it's whatever. If Sasha and Naomi come back, sure. I mean, you get a new tag team. I mean, that's what I said this tournament was gonna have to be about. You're gonna have to make some new teams.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring the titles back and it's gonna mean something, the fact you put a tournament together, you do something with Raquel. You're doing something with Aaliyah. You make something out of them. Again, I wasn't all too familiar with Aaliyah, and you said she's been there forever. So,
We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
But real quick, sorry, I was kind of surprised that they didn't have the tag. They didn't give the tag titles to Bailey's group. Just because because that's more of a consistent team. But why would you do that? Why would you not?
I don't know. I don't know actually.
I mean,
I don't. I get again. I think there's going to be some story that we just have to wait and see, because there has to be a reason why they went that direction.
do you know who's in the tournament off the top of your head on the SmackDown side? I know there were some different changes, and that kind of messed things up. Tell me about your beautiful people, or is that TNA? But
that's TNA. Toxic Attraction.
Yeah, them.
Beautiful. Apparently Gigi Dolan might have a concussion, so.
And that's why she was out. So you got Shawn Michaels up there like twice saying, here's the good news. They're in. Then the next day, didn't he say bad news? They're out.
I don't know if he announced it, but
something like that. He was on a video. He was like on two. They're using Shawn Michaels for stuff. But
He's a new EVP of town development. He's got to make appearances,
I just think, why don't they put the NXT champions in there? I mean, I guess you can't because you don't want them to lose necessarily.
You don't want them to lose, and they're not defending the tag titles. But that's Collide. We'll talk about that.
But that's almost partly why I think you should have like kind of put them in it. Even if they get cheated out or something, whatever.
Well, I think they wanted more of a clean tournament. No shenanigans.
What was this final match?
Bailey wasn't doing anything. She was on the apron. She didn't
shouldn't have been on the apron.
She didn't cost him the match though. She didn't.
Actually, she did. Did she not?
No. The trio that came out and attacked chased Bailey out of the arena did.
I just feel like you're making excuses.
I disagree.
Rob, what are your thoughts since you have a camera on? Do you think Sasha and Naomi are coming back?
I don't think they should. They have the potential to be stars elsewhere already now.
In wrestling or in movies?
Either way, whatever they want now.
I think Bianca's already ahead of them. She just got signed to, what is it, WME?
Yeah, she just got signed to the new management agency thing.
This was Sasha and AEW.
Sasha's not going to AEW.
You want her with Britt Baker?
No thanks.
I don't think anything's going to save that division at this point.
So real quick, yeah. So Bianca Belair did sign with an agency that will
big agency
kind of help put her out there. Yeah, there's a bunch of different well-known people. I kind of looked that up and saw some of like who they tried to sign me stuff,
but I was unavailable. So
anyways, who's that John Wick fella? Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
I think he's
Bill
in
and
there.
Ted fellow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ted.
So yeah, so I think they'll help kind of boost the brand and the name of
Kevin Nash. I know it's going off topic a little bit. Kevin Nash is joining.
Were we ever on topic?
No, we're just all over the place in this episode, which is it's fine. It happens.
Yeah, Kevin Nash doing that. That's not surprising. That's cool.
From Riddle, not him.
Riddle.
Yeah,
let's talk about. You mentioned Riddle. Let's talk about Riddle.
Okay.
Let's talk about the way he got owned this past Monday on Raw. You saw the video, right? I sent it to you.
Yeah, I don't watch all the videos you sent.
You gotta watch it.
I don't think you sent that to me.
I'm pretty sure I did. And you put the shock face emoji. So.
Oh no! Wait, this. Oh, that. I thought you meant like physically, like
not the fight.
Oh yeah, no, that I remember. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins. First off, earlier in the day, they fan footage caught them fighting in the parking lot. Later on,
parking lot strikes again, huh?
NXT parking lot got called up too. So, then we get a proper interview between them two. It's a good enough interview. Whatever, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to commercial break. Come back. The commentators basically state, when we went to commercial break, there was some extra footage that we caught, and they air it. They show it. Seth the producer or director, whatever, says, okay, we're clear. Before Riddle starts walking away, Seth asks him, "Hey, Riddle, are you there?" It's like, yeah. Like, you want to talk about family because Matt Riddle mentioned Becky, whatever, earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Seth's like, let's talk about your family. Oh, wait, you don't have one because your wife divorced you and took your kids because they don't want to see your. I can't say it on here, but it's
That's
pretty
tough.
It's they don't want to see you, and then Matt Riddle throws out some profanity as well.
It got kind of real.
Some language got bleeped out.
Beep.
So yeah, a couple of those, and it made me want to see this match.
Yeah, it makes the match a little spicy, and I'm all for it.
And I think I saw that a lot of people on Twitter were like, "This is what got me interested. I want to see this match now."
Yeah, I mean, and that's the kind of stuff Triple H will kind of help advise and do. Like, because I mean, that's kind of the same stuff Triple H would kind of say or do back in the day. Now I think it's cool. I mean, I had heard like he was getting divorced because of whatever he was being accused of, like back in not like when he first moved up.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that actually happened. So breaking news to me. But
yeah, He's had some issues over the couple of years, but
Usually they don't like, there's usually heads up on some of that kind of stuff, I would think. You
I
don't
would
just throw
think-
some of that out there. So
I would
I'm
think
sure he's okay with it.
yeah, I would think they probably discussed it beforehand.
Yeah.
To spice up add a sense of realism to spice up that feud.
Mhm.
And it's what was probably the most talked about thing.
Who do you think is gonna win?
I think
Riddle
Rollins-
maybe has to go over, no?
Well, he might after that comment. I think Rollins should win. I don't think. When was the last time he won a feud?
I was gonna say, yeah, when was the last time he's won a
He lost
pay-per-view,
took
really?
3 straight losses to Cody.
Yeah.
They didn't have a match to SummerSlam because he pushed this one.
And then wasn't he wrestler in a feud of some sort with Roman before this? Or something?
He technically won by disqualification at the Rumble,
Right.
but
But Roman,
they never
like-
continued it.
Yeah.
He lost at the Elimination Chamber one. He lost on Money in the Bank. I don't know when the last time Seth won a match like that with stakes. So I think he's due. But
Yeah.
I mean, I could see them if they want to push Riddle. I mean, if they want to continue this feud.
I
they
mean,
can
what
also-
what have they done with Riddle since Randy left?
He's kind of been in the same boat,
Yeah.
honestly. So I mean, I'm going to pick Rollins. I'll give you a little teaser there. We'll
Mhm.
post our final predictions over on Twitter at RealBTR Radio, as we always do.
On the
Try
Bird
to-
app, Twitter.
on
Mhm.
the Twitter machine. But I think Seth should win it. I think it's okay if Riddle loses. And again, if they continue this feud, what's the next pay-per-view?
I don't know. Isn't it Survivor Series? Aren't they not? Didn't they start promoting that?
I don't think it's I think they're selling tickets or something for Survivor Series.
Oh well. Oh
Um,
no. That's That's Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving. We have an October pay-per-view.
Halloween Havoc.
Bring back
Yeah.
Halloween Havoc. I would love. Well, NXT's got that covered.
Wouldn't it be like not Unforgiven? I don't know.
Unforgiven.
I'm living in the past.
You're living in the past. Extreme Rules, October 8th.
Oh,
They
I
can
can
do
see
it.
Riddle
They can do an Extreme Rules matchup.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think Rollins wins this one.
Okay.
Dexter Lumis. Talk about Extreme Rules.
Mhm.
He's got Miz freaking out over here.
He does, and I don't know why Ciampa let him go home alone.
Yeah, that's
I mean, actually, that's not Ciampa's fault. That's the Miz's fault.
yeah.
Ciampa wanted-
Ciampa was trying to help him out and everything.
Yeah.
So last week, as we know, the Miz was kidnapped
Mhm.
by Dexter Lumis. Lumis then got arrested
Yeah.
on Tuesday after NXT after visiting his wife.
Yeah.
Indy Hartwell.
And did they explain the Miz thing?
Miz, they showed the earlier today footage and basically saying he didn't want to talk about it
Okay.
because he didn't talk and press charges. Lumis was freed. So he was let go. So he's a free man. They put Miz in a match against Bobby Lashley.
Mhm.
Miz is still freaking out.
Yeah.
Pierce is trying to get him to talk, but he's not saying anything. As Miz is walking by, there's a security guard and it's Lumis.
I didn't
He
even see
turns
that,
back
yeah.
around and it's a different guy.
Mm.
So he's now seeing things. Ciampa doesn't see any of this, of course. During the match,
Oh, okay. That explains that.
Lumis is on top of is in the audience.
Almost
And
looking like Sting doing the Sting spot. Yeah,
Sure.
spotlight on him. Okay.
everyone sees him. Miz sees him, but Ciampa doesn't see him. When he turns around, he's gone. So
That explains why Ciampa was.
Yeah, he's like, what are you seeing things?
Yeah,
You're
and I
losing
was
it."
like, I'm like, what are you talking about?
He didn't see- he didn't see
now
it.
I feel like a dummy too. Come on, Ciampa, you didn't see
Didn't
it.
see him. And then as he's leaving, Miz gets in his car, starts driving off, and you
Mhm.
see Lumis sit up in the back.
Yeah, with the
And you
light.
see- it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah,
I'm
one.
scared.
If the Miz is a superstar, why is he not driving him? Why is he driving himself?
He's an A-lister. He should have a driver. You should ask him this next
Should.
time you
Next
talk
time
to
I
him,
talk to him.
if he wants to talk to you. 'Cause
We're getting close. It's September. It's gonna be a new month, so I'm due for my monthly talk with the Miz here
it's gonna
sometime
help.
soon. Randomly, nothing scheduled at the moment, but
Don't ask him about Lumis
may
and
just
what
pick
happened,
up the-
what he did to him. Because I think he's still traumatized. You're gonna get
Yeah.
him Don't know.
I might not talk to him this month just because he's kind of going through all that.
Yeah, he's probably not doing interviews right now.
But there's some things I do want to talk about when we come back. Gargano and Theory being one of them. Also, I want to talk more about Sami Zayn and the Usos because I'm liking this whole Jay and Sami kind of angle here, and how Kevin,
the honorary Us. Are you kidding me?
How the honorary Us had to go about explaining to Kevin how everything was all good, and maybe it's not as good.
I think he is. I don't know what they're trying to build a rift between the honorary Us and the bloodline. We saw he's a member of the bloodline. We saw how they laid out Drew McIntyre.
I heard about it, but all this makes me wonder where Paul Heyman's at. I know you said why Paul, like he's still selling it
soon.
But where's he at?
We need our special counsel. I hope he goes to Wales. I hope he's ready for that. Maybe he shows up at the second anniversary for Roman Reigns on SmackDown.
I mean, if he doesn't go, if he's not at the second year anniversary, then I'm a little confused or a little
concerned for
his concerned. Yeah, gotta.
It's not okay.
Maybe his liver got turned around or something when he took that F5. Yeah, happens.
Concerned now.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I think we're close to commercial break here. So.
No. My God, I'm worried.
I didn't mean to startle you or panic you.
I'm worried.
Tweet him. Has he been tweeting?
I think he's been on Instagram. I think he's okay.
Okay.
He's Instagramming from his bedroom. So.
What is he Instagramming about?
I don't know. He shares different things.
Oh, okay. I was like,
but it's mostly wrestling stuff. So.
Okay.
So, anyways, when we're going to talk Sami Zayn, the Usos, the Bloodline. We'll talk about more Clash of the Castle stuff. We'll talk about NXT, which also has a premium live event coming up right here on Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 84.1 FM, KKJZ, HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 210 of Beyond the Ropes. I am your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. Of course, we also have our production assistant, Yudith, Avelar Velasco. Correct. Go ahead and follow her on Instagram, Yudith36. You can't follow me on Instagram because I'm private, so you don't have my permission. You can try and follow me, but
y'all can follow me at JHW Reporter. College football season is getting started. The NFL is going to be starting here in a couple weeks. High school football is going on. But going back real quick to the NFL, like I've mentioned the last couple weeks, Monday Night Football is going to start. Robert, I'm getting to that. Hold on. He's in here killing my gimmick in the chat here on Zoom. I'm getting to that. I just
ignore it at this point.
Anyways, like I was saying, the NFL is going to be returning. They're going to be back on their Monday Night Football programming as they have been for however many years now. So we may see the ratings dip a little bit for Raw, or maybe not if they keep putting Kurt Angle on. Kurt Angle's taking credit for giving the ratings the rub.
I think it's Sami Zayn, to be honest.
It could be, or it could be any of the other Usos, including the Usos. So we'll jump right into the ratings and we'll see how well Kurt Angle did for Raw this week. But before we get to WWE shows, we'll get with AEW as we always do more often than not here on the show. We're going to jump ahead to Dynamite for the past week. 1 million. 1 million for Dynamite. Is that the first time? That's kind of a lot.
No, it's not the first time. They've hit around.
Or no, they have.
They've hit around 1 million. They did have the title match.
I remember because it was a big deal one time. But it's not always. It's usually a little bit under.
It stayed in 900,000 for the most part. No, it's because they had the title match between Moxley and CM Punk last week.
And they were disappointed. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I don't know if you saw it. It was no longer than a Twitter video.
We talked about it last week.
Did we?
Yeah, we.
Oh, it was like the last segment or something. It happened so quick.
We did talk about it.
Because it was the day of.
I think they're having. Yeah, we think they're having the rematch at All Out.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Okay, so there's that, and then
that's our AEW talk for the week.
Well, we're on page 400.
All Out, by the way, All Out
430. See, I didn't even know. Ooh, so that
Saturday. It's the same day as Clash.
Interesting.
But Clash is in the morning for us, so
yeah, you get to watch both if you're a wrestling fan.
I'm not paying $50 for.
Ooh, 50.
Pay-per-view.
Couldn't be
40
me.
or whatever it is. Anyways,
Going back
continue.
real quick, Rampage 431,000 for this past week. You also had NXT with 676,000. That was
I think their number from yesterday was like 700,000.
no, that was the number from yesterday, according to
was
Brian
it?
Alvarez on the Twitter machine
Okay.
on the Bird app.
But
676,000 again for NXT. You had
there was a lot of
SmackDown.
cameos in NXT. We'll talk about that right now.
Okay, we'll talk about that. SmackDown with 1.9 million, so dipping under that 2 million mark. I think they've kind of been a little in and
It's
out
been
there,
around.
but not bad, not bad. Raw. Is this the first time Raw's been ahead of SmackDown? Or where I think maybe they were last week.
Raw's been
But
ahead, I think, a couple of weeks. They've been head to head
they have been. Raw's kind of creeping up. Raw was down bad quite a little bit there, but now
for a while, yeah.
now they're jumping ahead here with 2.1 million. Haven't seen that in a while where SmackDown was out of the 2 million mark and you have Raw taking, but I think that's good stuff. That means good things, especially if you can keep those shows balanced, keep a steady number. You have a little competition there between those two numbers. And yeah, I think that's good stuff. I'd be curious to know what it was that drew people in for that Raw number.
You want to know why?
Go ahead. What do you know?
The honorary Us and the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
They came out. They had a nice little appearance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sami Zayn hyped up the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
They were rudely interrupted by Kevin Owens.
Mm.
I know you wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, I just well, yeah, I just think the dynamic of Jay and
Jay does not like Sammy.
And I don't know why. I mean, I get what, but why is Jimmy's so
friendly? But
they had a handshake and everything.
They have a better handshake than we do.
So I'm curious, like, where do they go with that? But I mean, like you said earlier in the show, you think they might put Kevin and Sammy back together?
They teased it. So Jay told Sammy to keep KO in line.
Mm-hmm.
Said, don't talk about the tribal chief because KO keeps saying the tribal chief owes me one. Or I think he kind of assisted the Usos a few weeks back, whatever. Said, and he said no. Tribal chief doesn't. Told Sammy to relay the message to KO. KO is calling out Sammy, saying, you're one of the best wrestlers in the world. Why are you being a clown for these guys? Why,
right. They're taking advantage of you, Sammy.
They're not though. He's an honorary Us. He stood there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roman likes him. He invited him to the office again.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Nation of Domination with Owen Hart in it.
There was someone that tweeted that said the same thing.
Did they?
For the picture.
It's just so out of left field, but it's just great because it's just so random and it's like just consistent. And
he's an honorary Us. What can I say? He fits in. He has a handshake with Jimmy. Jimmy likes him.
I just love hearing Sami Zayn say "oos." Like it's just a funny.
He said "bra." I think.
Did he really?
I think he said "bra." He said "no cap." This past week,
he said no cap. I think I did hear that. Yes.
He's with it.
It's funny. I think it's great. The stuff with Kevin Owens, obviously, so Sammy cost. Because Kevin Owens and Jay ended up kind of getting into it. They had a match.
Sammy would not use a chair on KO. And his hesitation cost Jay the match.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of hesitation.
Yeah, there was. It was quite a bit. But he did tweet out that he said he felt that the referee could still see him in his peripheral vision. And he didn't want to cost Jay the match. Mm-hmm. So, he said they talked about it and they're good. They'll be ready for this 2-year anniversary for Roman Reigns this Friday on SmackDown. So we're good. I am wearing a Fuzzy shirt. I wear a Fuzzy shirt. Like, this is my house shirt. So I wear it all the time.
Gotta love a good house shirt.
I'm not a Rob is mentioning in the chat if I'm going to mention Jericho.
There we go. We mentioned Jericho.
We mentioned others. I don't know what he's doing.
With the other storyline, did we talk about the tag title? Yeah, we did.
Gargano, you want to talk about Gargano?
Gargano and Theory, they had a little again, I just love the setting and the placement and the way they go about doing things now, right? Oh, it's so different. I know. But it's just they had what I saw was a segment where they were like sitting in the rafters or the bleachers there, and they were kind of talking. In theory, it's just all Big Dog and Gargano now, and this and that. And I think it's gonna make for a great little story. And I think too, because there's story to tell there, but you're doing good stuff with Theory and keeping him busy while he's holding the contract. It's not just a whole bunch of him holding this contract, teasing this contract. He has it, he's mentioning it, he keeps it relevant, but he's being built up, right?
Mhm.
He was in there with Roman. He was getting beat up by Brock Lesnar and everybody else over the last couple weeks, a month or so now. So it's like he's been in there with all the main event guys, more or less. And now he's in there with Gargano, putting a little story together. And I'm curious to see where they go with it. And I think it's going to be great. I think Gargano will probably maybe get the best of Theory,
Yeah.
I would think, which is okay because Theory can.
He's got the briefcase.
He has the briefcase and he can move from storyline to storyline with no problem. So I'm okay with whatever they do with Theory as long as he is able to just kind of have fun and keep doing the things that he's doing. I think that's great. I'm just trying to think where else they're going. Rob mentioned, and I've seen this before, they're talking about the draft coming back, or did it get postponed? There was something about
I
that.
thought it got postponed,
Thought it did get postponed,
which would make sense. You got Survivor Series coming up already. Just around
but
the corner, honestly.
but I think it would also be good timing to do because then Triple H can kind of move guys where he wants to, right? I know the draft maybe was even being kind of thrown out there a little bit when Vince was still there.
Yeah. UFC Network seems pleased with the changes since Triple H taken over.
I mean, they've been going up.
But I mean, he superstars are already appearing on other shows anyway, so it's not like he needs to do the draft at this moment.
No,
I think it's just best just to hold off a little bit, wait until maybe after Mania, shake things up again. Survivor Series is around the corner, and you don't want to just do a draft and then have recently drafted superstars all of a sudden be brand loyal to
that's
their new brand. So it's okay.
That's what I was thinking of too. Yeah, but when do you do it? Like right after?
After Mania, shake it up. Fresh.
I think they should too. I'd be all for it if they did it right after.
After Survivor Series?
After WrestleMania.
No, after Mania. Yeah, that's where they
do it the first night back.
They've done it like the week after. Because the Raw after
I think
Mania
I remember that.
Raw after Mania show's already a big deal.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's why you make it a big deal. And then you talk about having returns. Like people don't have to come back and necessarily wrestle, but have them return is by being drafted. Or you build it, especially if you got 3 hours of Raw, you draft someone who's returning. You say, hey, they're gonna be on SmackDown. It makes you want to go and watch SmackDown the next day because no, they don't necessarily appear up there, but you use it as a way to announce people in some way. Just an idea, but I think it allows you to be a little creative in some way. I don't know if you do it right, but that's just if you need to shake things up. But there's enough kind of going on that whatever they're doing now is working fine.
Speaking of shaking things up, we got a few minutes. NXT 2.0. Bit of a swan song for NXT UK. I believe this week is their final show, where we find out Tyler Bate wins the UK Championship. I know it's kind of weird that they kind of did that, but I guess they didn't have any more episodes that they had filmed or whatever. Right. So, we had a bunch of cameos from NXT superstars of the past on NXT. The Worlds Collide, which is kind of NXT versus NXT UK, sort of. Show is happening on Sunday. We'll maybe talk about that if depending on our filming time. But Ricochet showed up. He challenged Carmelo Hayes for the North American Championship. That's happening at Worlds Collide.
Interesting.
Nikki ASH and Doudrop showed up, and they challenged Katana Chance and Kaden Carter for the NXT Women's Championship. Yeah. In addition to that, we already have Tyler Bate versus Braun Breaker for
Mhm.
the unification title match, and then we also have Meiko Satomura versus what's her name? Beautiful Manny Rose.
Are they teasing?
And who's the other one? Blair Davenport. That's a triple threat, but that's also a unification match.
Aren't they teasing? I think a Dewdrop Nikki split. I think I saw that was being teased or something.
They kind of dropped it. I don't know. Maybe. I think they kind of dropped it.
Like they showed them in the background. You know how they do the. It was kind of like they did with the parking lot thing, where
They
there's
did.
something
They were
going
arguing.
on back there.
They were arguing. They were arguing. I don't know if it was this week or the week before.
I think it was this week. I saw that.
They were arguing in the background. Anyways, they're competing for tag gold. So we had, because of all this, brand warfare of sorts, we had various superstars show up. Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, had a face-to-face with Tyler Bate, basically saying the importance of the match. Obviously, a former NXT UK champion there. Butch FaceTime Tyler Bate.
As Butch?
I'm assuming they called him Butch, so I didn't watch the episode, but I'm assuming it's still Butch. By the way, he's in his old wrestling gear. They filmed this week's episode of SmackDown already because they're going to be in Wales. So they filmed it last week, and he was in his gear. He's still called Butch, but he's in his old gear. Not wearing the suspenders, so they're making those changes. We also got Tommaso Ciampa. He hasn't gotten his first name, I don't think, but he also had a face-to-face with Braun Breaker. Who else? There's been a number.
A little bit.
Shayna went face-to-face with Mandy. Finn went face-to-face. Finn Balor was there too. We didn't talk about Judgment Day. Judgment Day is going to be facing Edge and Rey Mysterio this Saturday at Clash at the Castle.
That's right. And I saw Dominic and Ray were in the locker room together, and they're asking, and Ray's asking Dominic to be in our corner, but he had to pick Edge because of experience or whatever.
He picked their former tag champions, and also, as Dominic had the option to swing a kendo stick at Rhea Ripley, she took it from him. He kind of gave it up to her. There was a lot of innuendos in that segment.
Oh no. Do you think are we getting a Dominic turn here?
Yeah, I think we are.
I think
we're finally gonna see it.
I feel like this was supposed to happen once before, and it nothing happened.
They kind of dropped it. Triple H took over, but I think it's gonna happen now. I think Rhea's.
And you put him in Judgment Day? I would almost want to see what a Dominic Judgment Day looks like.
Rhea's in his head. It's in there already. There's no way he doesn't turn at this point.
I would be very interested to see how he looks.
Yeah, I mean.
And then if you get on, I want to see with Ray and Dominic. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I think it's an interesting episode. I think after this Saturday, we're going to be talking a lot about Clash at the Castle. I think it has to be a show. I mean, because SummerSlam.
It has to be a really good show.
SummerSlam was Triple H's first premium live event, but it was also still Vince's last kind of vision. He made all his matches. This is Triple H's first real premium live event where he kind of booked everything. So we'll see if this is what's going to come out of this.
Should be fun.
Looking forward to it. Look at Worlds Collide as well the next night. That should be good. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just think because it's overseas, I think they're going to play it up big, and it's going to be something good.
The first one in 30 years. The first premium live events in a stadium. 30 years. 30
I'm excited. Years. I'm excited for it.
So until next time, this episode of Beyond the Ropes has been absolutely too sweet.